Hi, or at least hopefully myself. Hi guys, I'm Jan, and this is a quick Android tablet or an Android smartphone quick tip. Now, some of you have been wondering where you can find a fairly decent stylus. Let me link you to Office Depot's Vivider iPad stylus. It does work on an Android tablet because it is capacitive screen. I have it myself. It's $9.99, but it's not the greatest. And some of you can't afford $9.99. If you can't, I don't know why you can't, but maybe you're like me and a student who doesn't have a job and doesn't have any money, so that'd be a good reason. So here's a quick tip here that you can use as your own create your own little thing. Now let me show you what I have. Right here you see my tablet anyway, and you can see in front of myself. Okay, some things you're gonna need: sponge, or most of a sponge. I took this part of a sponge. Like this, about this length of a sponge. Make sure it's straight-ish. You might be able to do it not so straight-ish, but I recommend straight-ish. You need a pen. This will be your main stylus. If you have if this is one with, the springs, then you can skip the next part, which is a paper clip, because you can actually take the spring and use it as a paper clip. You do not need the ink cartridge. This thing's empty anyway, so goodbye. You're going to need these parts of the pen and the spring. Okay, so what you're going to do, you also need a pair of scissors and a drill. If you have your pretty sharp pair of scissors, you can probably jab this thing. Actually, let me jab a hole right now with my drill before we finish on. Okay, so I can't really get a hole through this, but you can see there's a hole here. I can't really puncture it right now because I don't have my drill on. It's like 1 o'clock at night, so I'm not going to make one. So basically what you do, take a piece of your sponge, like so. If you do have the back scrubbing thing, it's best to remove it, because it doesn't really conduct the and you get this piece. Make sure if you have you might want to ripping it off is probably the best. Cutting it off, you might want to keep part of it since it's going to be hard to jam it through the barrel of the pen anyway. So just rip it as so. Now, oh great, just rip part of the sponge itself. You know what? We can work with this. If you want to, you can actually wet it now. Water bottle. Okay. I just wet my chair. Great. Okay. So mine's nice and moist-ish. Okay. Next, what we want to do is take this part of the end of the pen, just round it up a bit. Okay, I think it might be too tough for it. Okay, so basically what you're trying to do is trying to put this through, make sure it protrudes at the end. Take the other side and take the other side and make sure it goes through the pen also. After that, you do want to take your spring. I'm going to show you just fold it out completely. If you have a loop, there's supposed to be a loop at the spring. You want to then take the loop and make sure the end is straight. So right now, it's not easy, so I wouldn't use my hand. You might use pliers or whatnot. Okay, take the hole and make sure it goes through the hole and into the pen. Make sure the metal's actually touching part of the sponge. And then, basically, you're going to have a basic pen and then take the rest of the metal and make sure it goes around the pen. Like something like this. So it's going to look something-ish like this. If you want, you can be more elaborate with how you wrap metal. Make sure you have a point where you're actually holding the pen on the metal. When you're done, you get something like this. There's the sponge pushing at the end. There's a spring I used at the end, and I didn't really do much with it because I made it really quickly. So how does this work? We'll see on this. Make sure your point is actually somewhat moist. Alright, so here's my tablet. Use on a key tablet, and cool. So it's charging anyway. This does work. I'm not saying touch it doesn't work. Touch does work. So how does this work? This isn't recorded. Make sure you are touching the metal. You see, I'm not really doing anything with this thing. I can't really click my length. When you touch the metal, it actually conducts your electricity through the metal into the sponge. Make sure it's somewhat moist. Here is the draw app, and then I can actually draw on this and say like hi, and it does work. Touch sensitive buttons also affected. Clear. Oops, well, that was a fail on its own. More highs, smiley face, everything. So thank you for watching this video. It's a little clicky, so I know, and whatever. So any more questions, tips, put in the comments, and we'll see how it works out. Thanks for everything, and that's it.